Lately, there have been talks about Alberta wanting to separate from Canada.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, that being separation.
If the province were to separate from Canada today, where will it rank amongst other countries of the world? Will the province be a wealthy or an average country? Does it have what it takes to be an independent nation? What are the risks and challenges it might encounter?
Pack up your bag and go. That's my message to the Premier. You're not welcome here anymore.
In this video, we will attempt to answer all of these questions. So, come along. Before we delve into the type of country Alberta could potentially be, first a brief history on Alberta and how it became a province. More than 10,000 years ago, the land Alberta occupies today was originally home to the Indigenous peoples, comprising of the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Cree, Dene, and Nakota, to mention a few. European explorers and fur traders arrived in the 18th century to establish trade in the region. Then enter the Hudson's Bay Company and Northwest Company, who competed for control of the fur trade. Both companies merged and became one under the name Hudson's Bay Company and governed the region from 1821 to 1870 as part of the Rupert's Land under the overall control of the British. Canada purchased the Rupert's Land and the Northwest from Hudson's Bay Company in 1870. It is worth noting that the early European settlers signed various treaties with the Indigenous peoples, which led to their displacement and ultimately the rise of Indigenous peoples' reserves. In 1882, the Northwest Territories were carved into provisional districts, of which Alberta was one. In 1905, with the passage of the Alberta Act, the province of Alberta officially became part of Canada. Now, let's look at modern-day Alberta and start to answer some of the questions we posed at the beginning of this video. Will Alberta be a wealthy or an average country? The answer to this question is positive. Alberta derives its wealth from its natural resources, mostly oil and gas. Discovered in 1947, with commercial production commencing 20 years later, Alberta's oil sands and natural gas contribute significantly to the province's annual GDP of approximately $400 billion. Ontario and Quebec are the only provinces in Canada that surpass Alberta in annual revenue. Notwithstanding, Alberta boasts of the highest per capita GDP than any other province in Canada. Alberta's oil sands deposits can be found within three main areas in the province: Athabasca, Cold Lake, and Peace River. The Athabasca location is the most developed, covering an area of 93,000 square kilometers. Besides oil and gas, many other industries contribute to Alberta's economy as well, such as real estate, rental and leasing services, manufacturing, construction, and so on. All of these combined make Alberta an economic powerhouse and a potential wealthy country were it to separate from Canada. Perhaps this is a good point to state that this video does not endorse the Alberta separation sentiments or intend to be involved in the politics of it. We are just curious to know what kind of a country Alberta would be if it were to go independent. Now that we have got that out of the way, and this being a travel channel, I would like to seek your indulgence in talking about Alberta's tourism. Alberta has some of the world's most unique tourist attractions, starting with the Alberta Rockies. In the western part of the province, the Rockies are a stunning mountainous region that include the famous Banff and Jasper National Parks and the Kananaskis Country. Mountains, wildlife, and blue lakes are the characteristics of this region. In addition to Banff National Park, Lake Louise and the Moraine Lake are huge tourist attractions because of their pristine environment and clear blue waters. Waterton is also worth mentioning because of its unique location, where Alberta's Rockies and the Prairie meet. One more truly remarkable tourist destination in Alberta is Drumheller, proclaimed the world capital of dinosaurs. This place is unique for its Badland natural scenery and the Tyrrell Museum of Paleontology. We would have loved to show you the museum's collection of dinosaur fossils. Sadly, they are not permitted for public use. In our opinion, Drumheller is one tourist location in Alberta that is a must-see, if nothing else for its beautiful and unique landscape. Back to where we left off, answering questions. Has Alberta the potential to be independent? If Alberta were to become an independent country, it will be in the league of countries like Mauritania, Eritrea, Georgia, Moldova, Bosnia, and Herzegovina in terms of population. That is, countries with population which range between 3 million and under 5 million. That's where the similarity ends. Alberta's annual GDP, as of 2025, currently stands at $364.5 billion, according to IBISWorld. This amount dwarfs the GDP of all of these 5 countries combined. For example, of the 5 countries, Georgia has the highest annual GDP of just over $30 billion. So Alberta has more than what it takes to be a country, in terms of gross domestic products. Alberta gets a check mark on this question as well. Where will Alberta rank amongst other countries of the world? A great indicator is the global GDP ranking. Just using GDP without purchasing power parity, PPP, as of 2024, Canada was ranked the 10th richest country in the world, with a GDP of $2.1 trillion. South Africa was ranked 40th with an annual GDP of $380 billion, while Nigeria was ranked 41st with $363 billion. Alberta, with an annual GDP of $364 billion, will knock Nigeria down to the 42nd position and take the 41st spot. There you go. That will be Alberta's ranking using the most basic metrics of GDP. So on the global ranking question, Alberta gets another check mark. While Alberta stands to enjoy many advantages as a self-governing country, such as its enormous wealth and potential sovereignty, there are numerous challenges that it cannot overlook. From our perspective, international recognition will be one major hurdle, more so in today's dangerous world. Despite its separation sentiments, many Albertans are not on board.
Pack up your bag and go. That's my message to the Premier. You're not welcome here anymore.
So political tension and divisions are additional challenges that the province would have to endure, especially with the Indigenous peoples of Alberta. On top of the internal divisions, the province will face stiff legal and constitutional negotiations with Canada, the complexity of which might be overwhelming. There are economic challenges as well. Separation is likely to shake investors' confidence and discourage investment in the province. Besides, reliance on oil is risky in a world clamoring for renewable energy. Being a landlocked province, Alberta will face economic and logistical disadvantages, including trade barriers, due to lack of direct access to the sea. Moreover, the province will have to consider how it will constitute its military, maintain a strong currency relative to other countries, and much more. So, while separation from Canada is possible, the instability and disruptions that are likely to follow such a move could render elusive that 41st position on the world's list of wealthiest countries. If you have watched this far, thanks for sticking with us. Please subscribe to our channel if you have not already done so. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you on the next one.